Want to make a podcast? Spotify's got a platform that lets you make one super easily, then distribute it everywhere, and even earn money. We like that. All in one place for totally free. It's called Spotify for Podcasters, and here's how it works. Spotify for Podcasters lets you record and edit podcasts right from your cellular telephone or your computer, so no matter what your setup is like, you can start creating today. Then you can distribute your podcast to Spotify and everywhere else, those other places that podcasts are heard.
Video podcasts are also available on Spotify, and when you want to take conversations with your fans to the next level, Q&As and polls are the best way to get them talking. With Spotify for Podcasters, you can earn money in a variety of ways, including ads and podcast subscriptions. And best of all, it's totally free, zero catch. We've been using it ever since we started How Long Gone. And ever since I discovered Spotify for Podcasters, I feel like having the option of turning off the Q&As and the polls on the user dashboard has really helped boost my creativity and take it to another level. I highly recommend giving it a try. Download the Spotify for Podcasters app or go to www.spotify.com/podcasters to get started. Chris, what's up? I'm just cracking some coldies. It's 8:45 in the morning. Thursday, Hawaiian time. I stopped caring about life.
I figured you had given up. I kind of get that feeling from your text messages, but what are you drinking? Are you cracking a do they have IPAs in Hawaii, or is that mainland only?
Sadly, they have a lot of IPAs here. It's fucking bullshit. The only beer they let's get into it. The destruction of the middle class.
Okay.
The destruction of the middle class. It's a parallel mirror vision with the destruction of middle beer. The only thing we have now is some fucked up coffee stout IPA, nasty ass peanut butter horse shit, or just like lemon, watermelon, kiwi hard seltzer.
Okay,
There's the anti-regular beer movement is bullshit. So I'm over here in Hawaii. I'm drinking a Sapporo, a clean, crisp Japanese beer, supporting my AAPI Bio POC lager and Pilsner enthusiasts.
So what you're saying is that the middle class beer has been erased, and you, as a working class, valor stealer,
island local,
you're feeling some type of way about that, and you've been forced to purchase a foreign beer. You can't even support domestics.
No. Sapporo, like for me, I love just a classic Sapporo beer. Just crisp, clean, drinkable. It's you've seen me enjoy this beverage many times, but more so just like it's like the parallel of like the classic or trash. Like everything has to either be just polarizingly one way or another. You can't just have normal stuff anymore. I mean, obviously, regular beers are still very popular. Heineken and Budweiser, and
shout out to Heineken 0.0. I've never had one, but it looks nasty. So shout out to them.
They be sipping that on Joe Rogan and shit. It actually tastes a lot like beer. But like whenever I go, I'm in terms of in real estate lingo, you've got the shelf real estate. The retail
when I hear
space.
Jason, when I hear shelf, I think of my chest, but continue.
I would too if I had some Yetis like that, but I don't. So, but I come from more a retail background, just like you, and in that shelf space, that real estate is everything. And in the alcohol market, I mean, lives have been lost to get placement on that thing. And when I go to the liquor store now, or they're called bodegas where you from in you fucking mainland kook, but I'll go over. Right by the Ritz-Carlton here in Maui, there's a nice little locals only bottle shop, and I'm able to pick up
nice
spam musubi plate lunch, macaroni salad. But then I go over and look in the alcohol section, and it's just like Maui longboard API IPA.
Jason, do not get your political movements and your beers confused. That makes you
or just like hot pink cherry strawberry kiwi Bud Light seltzer tall boy. It's just like we only have alcohol. We only have beer for like 8-year-olds or fucking like I don't know who. people who live in like an igloo or something.
To be fair, Jason, calm down. First of all, I think
I'm pissed.
First of all, hard seltzer is not, it competes in the beer category, but it's not actually a beer. It's more of it's a malt beverage.
That's true. That's true.
I wouldn't want you to compare truly hard seltzer to a peanut butter stout. That's
I have to, because it's eating up my beer shelf space. Gone are all the classics that I grew up with, and now they've been replaced with this candy horse shit. When I drink beer, I want to drink it like a fucking man.
I'm mad about it too, and I don't even drink beer because I see people talking about it, and that makes me mad. And that's what we just spent the last 5 minutes doing. So I'm not feeling super jazzed on this podcast today.
We're both coming in pissed. That's why I love the good product of Gia. It's a challenging beverage. It's a challenging beverage that's not built for everyone. It's not like this fucking bullshit.
No, it's true. And I'm drinking a gallon of Alkaline 88 full of Himalayan minerals and electrolytes, purified water. It's delicious, 8.8 pH. But Jason, we should talk about some bad news.
Okay, let's get into it.
And it's kind of rare that we have bad news in this podcast, but because our ascension has been swift and mighty. We've been forced to cancel our Nashville show because the rednecks of Nashville didn't buy enough tickets.
Yeah.
I think some artists would be like, oh, it's COVID, or, I'm feeling sick, or, Jason's too tall to get on the plane. But, we're going to level with you guys. We were going to come to your city and bless you with our friends Country Westerns with a night full of entertainment. And apparently you anti-vaxxers couldn't be bothered to buy tickets.
Yeah.
So instead, we're flying right over your city, as I've done many times in my life, and going straight from Austin, Texas, where they appreciate How Long Gone, to New York City, where they appreciate it so much the show was sold out in a week.
Yeah.
So I want to put Nashville on notice that you're on our shit list.
I think maybe we overestimated Nashville's ability to find podcasts. I don't know, maybe their internet access.
Reading comprehension? Did we overestimate the reading comprehension?
I mean, not so much the reading comprehension, but I mean, but more so just access to internet and stuff like that. Obviously, running water, electricity has been around in Tennessee for a little while now, but I think, in terms of this type of media, it's like podcasting is a new thing, and I don't know if they've fully wrapped their head around the concept yet. For those listeners in Nashville, who did buy a ticket and do listen to us, we are sorry. We will figure out a way to console you.
I'll think about it.
But it's not going to be a great consolation.
I'll think about it. You guys keep going to pay to see Morgan Wallen at the local honky tonk, and How Long Gone will keep going to the major cities. You know what I mean?
Maybe I'll give you a shout out. I'll give you a shout out on my Cameo. It's only $50.
It's only Jason's good coming in for the low. But yeah, so Nashville's not happening, but whatever. It doesn't really matter. We'll be in New York, which is what matters. And
obviously you will be refunded your ticket.
Yeah, of course. I tried to keep the money, but our agent said that's not how it worked. We kind of got into like a little bit of an argument about it, but it's fine now. We
found some common ground. You will obviously be getting a refund. It won't be for the entire amount, though. A little bit.
Yeah. We kept a How Long Gone processing fee of 25%. It's non-refundable. You should have read the fine print, but again, that's kind of on you.
That's standard for podcast live performances.
Exactly.
Nowadays, we don't really make those rules up.
No, I unfortunately, Rogan sets the tone, and we merely follow. But I had an interesting experience yesterday, Jason, because I'm back in LA, and I was kind of running a lot of errands yesterday. I had to move some merch around and stuff, and
that's tough.
I was taking some stuff down to the storage space in my building, and I locked us out of the apartment.
Okay.
This is in the middle of the day. You know what I mean? So obviously I'm fine, but Alex has to work and stuff, so it just wasn't great, and there had been confirmation that I had keys, and then I didn't have keys. Like, I verbally said, yes, I have keys. I reached in my pocket. I have the key to my car. I have the key to the storage space in the mailbox. I do not have a key to the front door. So I sized up what it would look like for me to scale and conquer the front door, which is pretty tall.
Scale and conquer the front door. What do you mean by that?
I mean, climb it like a tree and then hop over. but it is looking about 10 feet, 11 feet, maybe.
Okay.
So I but there's a call box. So I was thinking maybe I get a chair, I step on the call box, then I jump over. But I can't risk injury, obviously, because that would throw me off my kind of training regimen.
You can't afford an injury right now.
I can't afford an injury right now. So I did what any loudmouth podcaster would do. I just yelled out to my neighbors. I just said, I said, neighbors, it's Chris from the building, and we're locked out. Can someone please help me? Because it's LA. No one fucking works. The windows are open because it's beautiful. And I saw something, Jason, that kind of sent me, and it made me upset.
Okay. So this has nothing to do with Rebecca Black.
No, Rebecca Black has moved out. We're still friends, but she did move out.
Okay. So you're yelling out, hey guys, Chris Black from How Long Gone.
Yeah.
I'm locked out. Yeah. Can somebody come open the door and let me in?
I know none of you guys work. I see the cars here, and I watched one of my neighbors who confirmed had COVID, just close their window. Like I said, can you come help me? And I look up and I see these salty lesbians just close their window. And I was like, damn, you don't want to help out your That's crazy, bro. Like I mean, that's honestly, I'm asking you to come down and open the door. Luckily, our friendly next door neighbor who's in a PhD program and happens to be Canadian, of course, he came and opened the door. He regaled us with tales of locking himself out, and he understands my plight, etc.
Canadians are so comforting in those moments of need, aren't they?
I was just so disappointed in Los Angeles as a city that the neighborly vibe was
okay. So a little bit of this, I feel like there could be a little bit of a backstory here, because you did sort of qualify their presence with, you led with they confirmed have had COVID already. So it seems like you guys already have some sort of history or a knowledge of each other, and there could be a backstory here as to why they chose to ceremonially shut their window on you.
I'm guessing they hate me, or they hate men, or they hate both, and that's what I'm feeling. I only know they have COVID because a food delivery guy told me.
These bitches got COVID.
Yeah, no, he's like, oh no,
they put it on the customer order.
No, they
notes.
did, and he was like freaked out, so he just like left that. He like literally dropped that shit at the door and like ran off like they had a gun.
Oh man,
this is a while.
I could do a whole. It's a shame that we have a guest today, even though they're a great, awesome guest, because I feel like there's so much to cover.
That was
here.
a long time ago, to be fair.
I know. I just want to know what kind of person is like, all right, every time you order food on a delivery app, it just says, leave at front door, and you click the box yes, and then you're done. And, to feel like you need to also let that person who you're never going to talk to.
No, I mean, I think it's pretty responsible, to be honest. I mean, I wouldn't do it because I'm not a pussy.
I think it's too responsible is what I'm saying.
Wow.
It's responsible to a point where it makes you look like a...
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm not happy about it.
What's the word for it? I'll figure out what the word.
You think about that?
Yeah, I'm not happy about it either.
We do have guests today.
Get these stinky heifers out of here.
We should talk about our guests today. Some well-known indie rockers from the Big Apple, a band I like a lot. Parquet Courts, Austin Brown and Sean Yeaton are joining us. They have Sean Yeet, and they have a new album called "Sympathy for Life," which is a great title. That comes out I think next week, October 22nd on Rough Trade. These motherfuckers are on Rough Trade. You know what I mean? That's for me. There's like 5 labels, right? There's Jaguar, there's Sub Pop, there's Matador, there's Rough Trade. What else is there, Jason? Fat Possum. What is there after those 5?
Mad Decent. And whatever Marshmallow on.
What's the other rave label that you like that has like a cool Warp? Everybody wants to be on Warp.
Warp is a legendary.
I know.
label.
I agree. I feel
like Warp has been around since maybe before we've been alive. That's not true, but since most of our listeners have been alive. Well, yeah, Warp rocks, 4AD, whatever. Some other shit like that. But hey, let's give Parquet Courts a call, and we will talk to them all about music that is independent. Bye bye.
You and Austin are in separate places, but you're both recording your vocals, correct?
I just started recording my deep vocals.
All right,
sweet.
All right, perfect.
I'm watching that Wu-Tang show on Hulu right now. Hold on, I have to. You know this? Have you watched this?
Have you heard of this Wu-Tang? Have you heard of this Wu-Tang Clan?
I don't care about. I love guys in bands watching Hulu shows at 3 p.m. That's really the good. That's the good life. That's the fucking good life, baby. That's the good life.
That's where I'm at. I mean,
Okay, are we all recording?
I don't even see Austin. Is he on here?
No, he's not on. We're waiting on your little buddy.
But I gotta say, you're doing so well already up top that, do we need Austin?
Don't worry about it. I had planned on taking the podcast from you guys. I thought that what we could do is pretend like you guys were on me and Austin's podcast. But I guess we could, if you guys want to do that.
I didn't know you guys. Have you guys flirted in the dark art of podcasting before? Or are you guys just kind of music makers?
We've definitely, Austin and I have shared. Oh, actually, you know what? In fact, Austin and I even successfully tried to do a podcast at one point. I think we even recorded an episode and everything. I can't wait for him to get on
It
here.
sounds very successful.
Yeah, it was an absolute success. I went up, but I don't remember what it. Oh, I think God. I feel like it was definitely one of like every once in a while you have a kind of like a late night idea. I actually had one from last night
Yeah, bro, we've done coke before. We know what it's like.
You've done coke. You guys understand. But like, you'll do a little cocaine, then you'll have a business idea, and then like somehow, incredibly, the next day, people will, you'll be like, all right, well that actually might be a good idea, and then you do it, and then so we made it that far. That's pretty good. That's a pretty far distance.
Okay, what was do you have like a concept or a theme for this podcast, or was it more of just like we rule? Let's just hit record and then the magic will happen.
I honestly think that is what that would be the better description of episode
Door number 2.
1 of 1. However, I think that but the concept was it was basically we'll just talk and wait until, and we'll just find a way to connect how everything makes sense together. Basically, it's like a podcast that's like an advertisement for drugs.
You're like, I listened to Joe Rogan a couple times. I think I could do that.
How hard could it be?
I certainly wouldn't do a worse job at it.
Yeah. I'll either sit here and talk to myself for 6 hours, or I'll do that exactly, and also there'll be another person there.
Are you in the Big Apple?
No. I'm in I'm in rural Pennsylvania of all fucking places.
No wonder you were willing to do this podcast with us, and you're watching Wu-Tang in the middle of the day.
Yeah. Oh, you guys are gonna love this. Of course I'm a seasoned pro when it comes to recording technology. So what I've done here is I've used a little hack through the QuickTime app on my computer where I'm recording the audio.
Okay, that's so. Yeah, so you're a studio guru who is recording from QuickTime.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So all right, I mean we can keep podcasting, but you need to text your boy because I don't want to.
I wonder if Austin is somewhere. I bet he's in a different time zone right now.
I'm in a different time zone. I'm in Hawaii. I'm drinking a beer at 8 a.m. right now. I'm fucking crazy.
Wow.
Figure it out, dog. I don't care what time zone you're in. You guys don't.
No,
work.
we don't need him. I mean, he can bop in when he bops in. We can.
Okay, that's fine with me. I just
we already have a wonderful rapport with Big Yeaton.
Yeah.
I don't see a reason to stop that. All right, so you're in rural Pennsylvania.
Deep in the
woods. You're doing fentanyl. Yes. It's not going to be a problem.
I do city fentanyl. I bring it in from the city.
City folk fentanyl. It's a little bit different. No, I brought my own, is what Sean said.
Why do you live? Why are you in Pennsylvania? That sucks, bro.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, I live way out here, and I live somewhere in between Bam Margera and M. Night Shyamalan. I haven't quite... I know they're both out here, but I know okay. Well, I don't know if either of you follow Bam Margera on Instagram, but if you do,
I followed his saga. I mean, I'm familiar with what's going on.
His saga. Yeah. So as part of his saga, he was on his stories a lot. He would randomly have these parties or these kind of almost like micro gatherings of the juggalos or whatever.
It's called a kickback.
It's a kickback.
And he would post his address on Instagram Live and just be like, come over here, we're burning like a half pipe or whatever. And
holy shit!
I swear to God, I mean, I must have a screenshot at some, because I don't know if you know Jello Man, Kurt Vile's brother.
No,
Jello
I don't.
Man.
I don't.
Oh man, I almost brought I might bring Jello Man in later on, but Jello Man is the best. He makes Jello shots and goes to festivals. We met him at Bonnaroo, and he makes for artists. He makes like you gotta find him. He's the best guy. He makes these big murals out of Jello shots. Of like, so we had
what the
Parquet
fuck,
Courts.
bro?
So he kind of sounds like a little bit of like a backcountry Nardwuar character, like an infamous beloved festival guy, but more leaning towards substance abuse and less wholesome.
Right, like it's not so much about. Well, I don't know about. I mean, he's really good at what he does, and he's like, and he truly is. I mean, you have to see it to believe it, but like he is a mason by trade. Like he can, like is such a thing out here, and we're in this M. Night Shyamalan, Bam Margera universe. And
it's called Bam Night Shyamalan, but
Bam Night Shyamalan, and
so the guy's a Freemason. Jello
Don't do that. Don't do
Jello,
that.
Jello in his downtime. A tale as old as time.
Yeah, he has a Sprinter van, affectionately called the Jello van, that is full. It has 2 mannequins in it and like a bunch of Jello shots. It's crazy. It's like,
bro, hold on.
Don't love that this guy can afford a Sprinter van.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. So you're telling me this guy is just going to festivals and making Jello shot art, but he can afford a Mercedes Sprinter that's upwards of $200,000.
Oh, it's a beautiful thing. It's gray too. I've never even seen a gray one. And we met him and he's Kurt Vile's brother. So there's also
he's actually Kurt Vile's brother?
Yeah, they're brothers, and they're great. They have
also fun side note, Austin just left. He just heard us talking.
No, he's back.
Yeah.
Austin,
he's back.
He's back.
Austin, can you
see? Yeah, there he is.
You don't know Jello Man?
I was actually just letting them know that they were on our podcast, guy.
Bro, you know how this works, Austin. You know that Jason's an audio engineer and he's going to put this together, but we need crisp, clean vocal takes so that we sound good. You know
I've got our whole thing going through a Neve console right now.
Okay, that's kind of what I was hoping to hear.
I'm kind of a Neve slut myself, so I don't really allow much else. But
Neve it or leave it.
We're gonna have to stop pretty soon because I have to change the tape. But
we budgeted time for that. Okay, so Jello Man, he travels around in a Sprinter van. There's a good chance he makes more money than I do, and most of his life is based around Jello shots, making sculptures with Jello shots, and then getting people at indie rock festivals absolutely twisted on Jello shots. Is that kind of the gist of it?
Yeah, you got it. That's it.
That's the business plan. And then question mark profit.
So when Bam Margera was going through his whole thing on Instagram Live, he posted his address to his house. And so I put it into Google Maps on my phone because I was like, I don't know, going through one of those like home from tour. I don't know. It's not like, surely the like clinical place, like in a lab, they might call it like a depression or something. I don't know what they would call it. It's not like depression. I don't know what.
No. That's called a funk. It's called a funk.
It's a funk. You're home and you're like, what is this? What is all of this? You're asking yourself like, what is all this a lot?
You're coming down from the high.
Yeah, something like that. But I mean, that's its own whole thing. And so you find yourself on Instagram Live, and you all of a sudden you have Bam Margera's address. So I put it in my phone, and I'm like, oh shit, it's like not that. It's like 20 minutes away, and I started driving there, and then I just with no, it was one of those like all of a sudden I'm just driving to Bam Margera's house, and I'm like,
fellas, you ever been there? We can relate.
And I'm just kind of like, oh man, what am I doing? I'm looking at his Instagram Live, and it's just like people in like the Scream mask throwing fire extinguishers at each other, and I'm like, am I just going to this? Like I'm just like my phone is like, you're sure you want to keep going to like the gathering of the.
Hold on, Sean. Are you solo dolo?
I was. Are you asking if I was by myself at the time?
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. I had no, but then I saw that Jello. Then I was because I'm on Instagram and driving at the same time at this point, of course, obviously on these windy roads. And I see Jello Man's story, and he's there throwing fire extinguishers at people with the screen mask on, and I was just like, "Oh my god!" But
well, it's good to know that you have a friend there.
Yeah, but that was kind of like when I turned back.
Oh, shit.
I found a Wawa,
did
a 3-point turn, went home and watched like What We Do in the Shadows or something.
You were driving, and on your Waze notification, it was similar to when Netflix, like when you're on your 4th hour, it's like, are you still watching Seinfeld? And you're like, yes, bitch, I am. Like, are you still going to Bam Margera's house?
I'm just like, what am I going to say to my wife when she gets home from her job where she's like working with children all day, and I have like a Nike swoosh spray painted on my face all of a sudden. I'm just like, I just haven't got any kind of like, I don't know. Yeah. I was going to mow the lawn, but it looked like it was going to rain, so I just didn't do anything instead.
I went to Bam's. Well, I still don't understand.
You know how persuasive Bam can be, baby.
I still don't understand. I still understand why you live in where you live, though. You haven't really gotten to that yet.
Well, my wife is from Pennsylvania, but not even really close to where we are. Mm-hmm. And we have these 2 kids.
You have 2 kids?
I have 2 kids.
Bro, was that the plan, or did that just happen to you?
Both times they happened. They just happened. And they happened, I'll tell you what, I made them the same way both times. And I didn't.
And they just came out of the womb and everything okay.
It was like that, yeah. And I mean, they're great. I mean, obviously.
You could tell that my co-host doesn't cherish the gift of childbirth quite as much as some other people, but it'd be a lot nicer if they could come out all at once. I don't know if that's possible. You don't have to course it out. You can just bring it all out. We'll do it family style.
Yeah, we're not interested in only having half today. We'll do the whole thing too. We'll pay the extra. We splurged and we got the whole thing.
I mean, once. The money you're saving living in rural Pennsylvania, you can afford such luxuries.
Yeah, I mean, you basically live for free, I'm sure. So that's nice. That's a nice bonus.
Yeah, but there's all kinds of issues. Like this house had a ghost in it, and the ghost like kind of latched on.
Okay, let's go.
I had to restart my computer. My keyboard got the Bluetooth thing. It was messed up and like kept the volume was going all the way up, and then
is your rockstar lifestyle not affording you the newest MacBook Pro?
No, I don't have a new MacBook Pro. Actually, I just recently got a vintage computer.
Okay.
Yeah.
This feels like a setup for a joke, but go on.
Yeah, go ahead. What kind? Like a Dell? Compacts?
Gateway 2000.
Vintage MacBook Air 2011.
Okay.
Got real keys on it. It works. It's like basically barely bigger than my phone.
I had that. That was my favorite computer of all time. Is the 2011 11-inch MacBook Air. I know the one you're talking about.
That's the one I got. It's great.
What a good year.
It's become a collector's item because it's the smallest computer they ever made.
Yeah.
Get the hell out of here.
It's got a real keyboard.
I saw you with that thing at the airport, and I thought it was your phone. I was like, where'd you get that silver phone?
Yeah.
You got a big ass silver phone.
Austin, do you live in New York?
Yeah, I live in Brooklyn.
Oh, okay. So at least one of you guys is normal, kind of doing the right thing. That's nice.
You guys hate everywhere.
Yeah, but I'm leaving soon now.
Where are you going?
I just got all this land in upstate New York.
Oh. Brooklyn is the Pennsylvania of New York, though, to be fair.
That's Brooklyn feels upstate to me at this stage. But what neighborhood are you in, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm in Williamsburg.
Okay. Well, it's probably time to go.
Yeah. Well, when that comet hits.
It's on its way.
I want to be in Brooklyn.
Seems like you have a lot of comet paranoia. Is there a new comet that's heading our way that I should be concerned about?
Have you guys seen the news lately?
I'm actually in Hawaii right now, Austin, and I haven't caught up on all the comet stuff. What's going on?
I mean, we've had several near misses recently, and then, I think there's a lot of metaphorical comets that are really just hanging right above the atmosphere. So you want to be somewhere you can be growing your own food.
Do you have comet paranoia? Is it affecting your mental?
Yeah, I mean, lately I've been okay.
Okay.
I'm excited about it. I mean, Austin and I are the only two We're the only two wise guys that got, and I mean that as, I realize now that's such a tough one because I mean it like we are wise guys. Mm-hmm. Like we're wise.
Not like Sopranos guys.
Not Sopranos.
No, but I was just watching The Sopranos too. I have so much to show for my day today. But I think that Austin are the only ones with land. I don't know why nobody else wants to buy land.
Yeah,
I don't want the responsibility and the upkeep. I would rather die.
Oh man, there's nothing to upkeep. It's literally just land. I don't even have electricity.
Maybe, maybe the rest of the country should stop being so poor and just buy some fucking land already.
Yeah,
a lot of talk about poorness on this podcast.
Yeah,
we try to shame poor people as much as we can on this podcast, but we well,
okay.
it's kind of
vibe. Yeah,
it's a normal thing for us. Don't even get me started on weight. We could be here for 3-4 hours.
I was just doing a quick Google search of you guys when this podcast started. Mm-hmm. Just to make sure I wasn't on a poor person shaming, and I haven't really gotten to the bottom of it.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I guess this is a little bit of a gotcha style prank show. The irony is that I actually am poor myself and own no land, but that's just part of comedy.
Have you ever done this with two people at the same time like this?
Yeah.
Like a 4-way?
The girls from Drunken Canal. I think that might be the only one, Jason.
We've done it a few times. It will be a lot more fun to be editing 4 hour-long vocal tracks instead of just the normal 3.
Yeah.
While I'm on vacation in Hawaii, it's fine. But for Parquet, I'll do just about anything.
A real poor man's vacation.
Exactly. He's at the Ritz-Carlton in Maui, but what he's not telling you is he's on a work release program.
Oh, word.
So it's not really. It's a kind of. He's actually joining the service, and they they ship out from there. So it's kind of his first stop.
Yeah, I'm staying at the Pearl Harbor Ritz-Carlton, and they keep a pretty tight leash on me over here.
Shit.
I was hoping that you would be at that White Lotus Hotel. You guys liked White Lotus?
The last time I was in Hawaii in February, and that was just because my female companion was here for work.
You guys do a lot of work in Hawaii for people who don't like comets. That's like the comet place. There's always
a lot of Hawaiian trips for somebody who doesn't love comets. No, but I was staying at a different hotel on Honolulu, and then the guy Mike White who created it, he was staying at the same hotel as me, and I thought he was the guy from The Office.
Oh, yeah.
Who's the guy, the schlubby guy from The Office? What's his name, Chris?
Are you talking about Dwight K. Schrute?
No, not Dwight. The guy who kind of has the dopey
Toby,
face.
Toby, the HR guy.
Yeah, Toby. I was like, oh shit, Toby from The Office here. But it was actually Mike White from White Lotus, and he was there filming it at the time, and I could have, had I had known that White Lotus was going to be such a smash, I would have, buddied up with him, got his information, and we would have been podcasting with him. Mistakes you make on the island.
I know. And then we'd only have 3 tracks to do for this podcast.
Exactly. Sean, I'm getting the feeling that you watch a lot of TV, Chief.
Yeah, I fucking do, pal. I do. Yeah. Austin does too, though. We could probably talk about... We could do a lot of TV talk.
Yeah, I think a lot of shitload of TV. All the shows.
We watch a lot of the same shows.
Well, I was making fun of this the other day because I think that adults in society now, every conversation is just like, what show have you been streaming?
Yeah, and which vaccine you got. That's every conversation right now.
We don't talk about vaccines on this podcast either, just so you know.
Sure.
But do you think TV is making us boring, or do you guys just have nothing else to do?
Well, I you know what it makes me do is talk like the people on the show that I'm watching. I noticed this happening years ago whenever I watched The Sopranos. I was binging it several times, but I noticed it actually today because I've been watching the Wu-Tang show.
You're watching this shit too? This can't be good.
No, it's great. I just got to the episode where the RZA is like, and then we come together, and then we're the Wu-Tang, like a clan, we're like a Wu-Tang clan, and that is nothing to fuck with. And I was like, oh, it's great. It's like
And then Method Man's like, wait a minute, RZA. I think you're onto something there. What did you just say? The what Tang Clan?
Like the Wu-Tang.
Okay, well, you said you said you like to adopt the voices of the characters of the shows that you're currently watching. You've yet to say the phrase "not for nothing," Tony, and you also, you started to kind of dip your toe into the RZA jacuzzi, a very tough voice to pull off, in terms of how comfortable you are with code switching. So let's get a little RZA going.
Yeah. Well, so that's just like the voice that this actor has been developing over like the 2 seasons of the show. But so I was thinking of it because
got picked up for a second season
on my band's group text. So we've been getting into these conversations lately about. So I think that like the this pandemic, I've been calling it the 9/11 of the hospitality industry, because like 9/11 was like the 9/11 of the airline industry.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
And then I guess the New York Times just came out with this article that was basically confirming my theory, like that service is like basically we're getting charged more or the same for less service. I just on the whole around like restaurants or, movie theaters, concerts, airports, all this shit that we do that's not like work. It's just become really shitty. The New York Times wrote an article about it, and our tour manager sent it through to the group text. And I was watching the Wu-Tang show all day, and I was like, see, I told y'all I'd be perceiving shit. And in my head, I was like, this is how I talk. And then in reality, like, I've been watching the Wu-Tang show all day. And
I told y'all I'd be perceiving shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's true. I mean, it has fucked up the old restaurant industry. And do you think that is, you're a comic guy, so I feel like you're no stranger to a little conspiratorial thought. Is that something that was intended to happen by the powers that be, or is that just a consequential situation that has occurred?
I don't know, like, who would intentionally make everyone's lives shitty. I think that just people don't care because
Jeff Bezos,
their lives aren't.
Mark Zuckerberg.
It's called Wuhan. Have you heard of it?
Inspector Deck would have wanted that to happen. The list goes on.
I mean, I don't think Bezos really gives a shit, like, about whether or not I get good service at a restaurant.
But I mean, more so making the restaurant environment, such a luxury. Like, if you really want to have a proper dining experience with good service, it's going to come at such a premium that only the ultra wealthy are going to be able to afford such things. Destroying the middle class. It'll be just cheaper and easier to order everything on Uber Eats or Amazon or whatever it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's not cheap to order things on Uber Eats. It's actually quite expensive, and it's like another one of those things where like you're paying more for like worse service.
Sure.
Because there's like more people in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's fair.
I don't think there's any like grand plan. I just think it fucking sucks. And that's why we got to be growing our own food.
Have you guys been on the road yet? Or are you going to go after the album comes out?
We've done a few shows.
We've been in the sky. We've done the sky.
Yeah.
We've gone up. They use real knives at the Philly airport still. That's the thing I just realized.
Yeah. Well, that's another thing is like, so like all of the restaurants have stopped using like, at least in the airport, which is basically the only place I've gone out to eat for the past few weeks. They stopped using like real plates and shit because I guess at first it was because of COVID. They don't want to be like sharing plates or putting in the dishwasher, like whatever. I don't know. You can't touch your face with your hands, that kind of thing. And like, and then they just kept doing it. And they're now, and I think it's just because they don't want to pay for a dishwasher. So they just like throw all the plates away.
Yeah, it's all about saving. It's all about saving money at the expense of the customer. Yeah. That's really what it's come down to. Yeah. And we're supposed to tip 40%.
Right.
But
at the bodega.
Yeah.
I'm done with all COVID excuses. Like, don't tell me something's not happening because of COVID. Yeah. We can't do it anymore.
Even if you're about to die, don't tell me. Don't give me that excuse.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't even run an email. I was just thinking, like, what's the last email that I'm going to send before I get. Because that'll. I guess that's going to be a thing. I just hope that mine is pretty funny.
I haven't known you for that long, but I have a feeling that most of your emails have at least one nice little funny bit in them.
I'm trying to do new sign off because I got so sick of.
Okay.
I don't like best anymore. I don't like best. I don't like.
Have you? Okay, don't just make sure you don't say cheers at the end.
I don't like cheers.
That's number one worse. Unless you're British.
What do you guys think about? What do you think about warmly?
No, you're not a chick, bro.
Feeling pretty icky about warmly lately.
What about warmest?
Warmest.
It says a little bit more warm than warmly.
Yeah.
You want to let this couldn't be more warm.
What about like so? There's XO, which is kind of the kiss hug, which would normally.
I've only received that from British people. Much like that's a British thing, or an X, I guess. An X, no,
yes,
is very British.
Yes.
It's very
Yeah,
British.
I love getting a business email where it's like you want to. You just kissed. This is
that just the kiss? That's the thing. So that's my question. So that was my question. Like, oh wow, just the kiss. Or is the X the hug? I mean,
X is the
hug,
thing is because it's the two things crossing.
The two things crossing.
Okay, I gotta go, guys. I have to go send Charlie XCX an email. I have to see if I can unsend something. I thought.
I was about to say.
I thought we kind of had something going, and it appears it was just a hug.
It was just a hug. It's not even first base for Jason, as usual.
So if you just signed an email, that would mean that you were just.
This is cool, Sean. You should do this. This should be your new thing.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna do
just
O. Just just like a.
And then when people are like, "What does this mean?" and you're like, "I'm glad you asked."
Yeah.
And then you explain it to them, and you're like, "You're a pervert."
Yeah.
It's kind of a cool.
Let me get a kiss.
It's a cool conversation. I think it's a cool conversation. The other one I've seen is as ever.
Ooh, I've never done
As ever. Who the fuck says that? Tame Impala?
I mean, kind of, but no, that's a popular one too with like a literary type, like when you're trying to sound quite smart.
As ever. That's a little too and other stories for me. Anyone know that one?
Oh, wow. No, I don't know that. And other stores.
The retail store for ladies and fellas.
Lately, I've been going with all due respect.
All due respect.
That's very cool and confrontational. I really like that. Is that like that feels like it's coming from a lawyer. I really like that.
No, that's good. I like the idea of saying with all due respect, but it was just like, hey, can we meet at 3? And you're like, yep, sounds good. And then
all due respect.
With all due respect,
all due
Austin
respect.
Brown. You're like, oh God, did I do something wrong?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got to keep people on their toes. It's great out of context.
Oh, I have done. Yeah, that is good.
That's that's in first place for new email sign-offs.
Yeah.
It's kind of like it's like when it's out of context, like, hey, thanks for doing this. Can't wait to see you again. All due respect, it's sort of like someone died.
Yeah. It was great seeing you and the kids this weekend. You're getting so big. With all due respect, Jason Stewart.
Yeah.
At them jeans.
That's I'm surprised you guys are doing a lot of emailing. I thought you had people to do that for you.
Those people all want the premium now. We have to pay for, and they want to charge extra for a good sign off like that. That's
okay. That's that Tony Soprano talk that I was missing. They're raking me over the coals. I want to send an email.
Man, I just watched the episode. I have this weird thing where, like, you know the episode of The Simpsons where Homer is like obsessed with that sandwich. Were you Simpsons people? I don't know. Like, there's like an episode.
Yeah.
He basically was so obsessed with this massive sandwich that he got at like a fair or something that he like
a 6-footer.
Yeah, like a 6-foot sub or something, and he kind of just is like eating it over, like, even when it's like clearly just like a disgusting, pointless thing.
Flies are flying around it.
Yeah, like it's like it becomes like a problem. Like Marge has to take it away from him. But anyway, I've been kind of enjoying The Sopranos at that same clip where like I basically will watch a season almost, the way it was meant to be seen, where I'll watch like one episode a week with the whole opening credits.
Oh.
But then like I'll take a year off. So like I still am only on the first part of the final like on HBO, like Max or whatever, it splits up the last season into like 2 seasons or something. I don't know, maybe they did that in real life too. I don't know. I just don't know.
Maybe they did. Maybe they did.
But I like just watched the episode where Tony is spoilers. Also, I don't know how far along in The Sopranos you guys are.
I've seen it before.
I'll never watch this overrated show, but go ahead.
It's like the one where he's in a coma and he's having the dream where he's like this other guy.
Those are some twisted episodes.
Oh, it's just great. Thinking about what you were saying earlier about like, well, are we like, what was it? It was like, are people watching so much TV because because people are boring or something like that. Maybe was that? I don't know.
Yeah, that's my guess is that people. I'm saying that's what I think. People are boring, so we're all watching more TV to give us something to talk about.
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, yeah, okay, fair enough. So then, yeah, I mean, I think we can delete everything that we've set up until now, and I'm just going to go ahead and answer for both of us that I think yes. I think that's it.
Well, I think that it's to me. I also have a deep disrespect for board games and games in general. Yeah. Because I think that's for boring people who are not able to converse with their friends and colleagues.
So what, do you just not even have any game? Like, so what would you, if you were to ever be caught dead playing a game, and then we could all be like, oh my God, I can't believe we caught him playing a game, the man who hates all games.
What would it be?
What would that game, what would it be? Yeah.
I guess a classic Monopoly, right? Because that's, I don't know.
Boring.
I like money though, and there's a lot of money in that game. So that's kind of I want to lord over. I want to be a bad landlord. That's kind of my dream. So I feel like that's the place where I could achieve that. What game would you play? What, are you guys playing fucking poker in the van?
I don't know. What do we? Well, we gamble.
We dice.
Yeah, we do dice.
We gamble on sports.
Oh, dice is cool. That's not a game. That's a gentleman's hobby.
You guys got a little football fantasy going on?
Well, no, we do we'll just see whatever game is on TV and then just bet on that and scream at the TV.
Fucking awesome.
It could be high school softball game. Doesn't matter.
We try to get out of that.
You're just turning on the TV and looking at it and being like, I'm going to bet on who's going to win. It's a straight like.
I mean, it's not always who's going to win, but it's just sort of like pick it, and we don't really know that much about sports, so it gets really interesting.
That makes it cool.
You can do an over under.
Go over under. I like baseball is like fun because you can just turn it on whatever inning it is. You can always bet on whether or not someone's gonna score or not. And that's kind of nice because it's pretty quick usually. Most of the time we lose.
Yeah, we never really win. I don't know how I think we're doing it wrong, obviously, I guess. But.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I mean, you said you don't know much about sports at all, so it's not a super huge surprise that you're not winning.
I got really into the excitement of betting without having a single, even just the slightest understanding of sports, or like people, like we would be talking about like betting on the Super Bowl, and I'd be like, "Is John Elway there?" Like my
That's how it all started. We were in Atlanta when what are they? The football team?
Falcons?
The Falcons.
Show some respect to my hometown, the Atlanta Falcons.
Well, we were in Atlanta when the Falcons were in the Super Bowl, and so we just threw a ton of bets down on like all sorts of wild stuff, like the coin toss and like some wide receiver is going to score a touchdown, or how many yards Tom Brady was going to pass for, and things like that. Just like all sorts of random shit.
Is the kicker going to get a finger injury?
Yeah, there's odds on everything. And so the last bet we did was what color juice would be poured on the coach who won the game.
No, that's a real bet?
Yeah. Juice. And we bet, and we called red, and then we named our betting consortium Red Juice. And so we have like we have a Red Juice extra
consortium.
And we just throw money down on random stuff. And then, like when we're on tour, we're like, all right, we get the juice back together tonight. And then we're like, yeah, feeling red, or whatever. And then like
you know what? Parquet Courts has a lot of fun.
Yeah, you guys do have a lot of fun because we're currently on the road. Like we're taking a break right now, but we're on tour and it sucks, man.
Y'all are on tour. How do you take a podcast on tour?
Yeah, what does that look like?
Delta Airlines, bitch.
Delta, yeah, I'm Delta. I'm Platinum Delta. It's the greatest achievement of all the achievements of my entire life.
That's cute. That's cute, Austin. That's cute, Austin. Actually, I just accomplished something that you may want to hear about.
Oh shit!
A little thing called Diamond Medallion. I don't know if you've heard of that.
Yeah, what color credit card do you have?
Oh,
it's platinum.
Yeah, I got the platinum one. I got tricked into it. So much debt. So much. The thing is that we all fly Delta, and for the longest time, Andrew had more miles than me. So if there's ever an upgrade, he would always get it, and it just made me so intensely mad.
It's going to cause a lot of drama in the band, probably.
Anytime like Delta would be like, "Do you want to get a new credit card? We'll give you 10,000 miles." Like, yes, I want the new credit card. And then I still to this day I'm in so much debt, and I can't figure out how to get more.
Okay, so you have fallen prey to the airline mile system. And you're a byproduct of that, and now you're in crippling credit card debt. Is that what I'm learning?
That's exactly right.
That's why we're doing this.
Damn, that sucks, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay. That's why we're talking to you.
I'm sorry to hear that, because this doesn't pay. Just so you guys know,
you guys are gonna not make a ton of money off of this.
Sure about that? Because I was told that we were going to get direct deposit right after.
No, unfortunately,
I'll direct deposit one of our brand new T-shirts right into your account, and it's going to be worth.
Could you just go ahead and sell that on eBay and then send me the money? Because I don't really know how to use eBay.
You got it.
Yeah, I can't figure it out.
Not a big demand. Not a big demand on eBay, if I'm being honest with you. But we can figure something out.
It'd be my pleasure.
We can figure something out. We're on the road right now, and we've done 3 shows so far, and we have a couple coming up. But we've been asking any of our musical guests. We're playing a sold out Bowery Ballroom on the 23rd. Okay. So I'm sure you guys have sold out the Bowery Ballroom. I'm sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say, after the shit that you gave me for being Diamond Medallion, I took a lot of restraint not to shit talk selling out the Bowery Ballroom, but I'll let you have that one.
Hey bro, we just talk, bro. We don't even have guitars.
Chris, it's funny. The same thing we had we had Kevin Morby on the podcast a little while ago, and we were also like feeling proud of ourselves for selling out the Bowery Ballroom, and he's like, "Yeah, let me know once you guys are doing 3-4 nights sold out, then we can kind of talk." But that's kind of cute.
Oh, sorry. Is Parquet Courts like a Brooklyn Steel type act?
We're gonna play at Brooklyn Steel 2 nights in April.
2 nights.
Two
That's
nights.
Big. Yeah, that's big. How many people?
The last show we did in New York was Central Park.
Damn, that's Wu-Tang level.
Yeah, but you were opening for somebody.
Yeah, the night after us.
Yeah, and you don't even think about this, but they don't count the people who are just at the park. You get the numbers in, and those people were there for you. It wasn't just the people walking their Vizslas and shit. It's people with.
That's got to help out your Polestar numbers at the end of the year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Was this Central Park Summer Stage?
Yeah.
I went there once to see Liam Gallagher and Richard Ashcroft.
Oh, wow.
That's a groovy little show.
Yeah, it wasn't great. It was. I
went to a similar show. It was Young Thug and some dubstep DJs. It's fucked up. It was so twisted.
Was that at Central Park, Jason?
Yeah, it was like a summer stage show. And the crowd was way more interested in seeing the dubstep DJs than Young Thug. But Young Thug, I've never seen a green room more trashed than the green room of Young Thugs. Everything short of smearing feces on the wall had been done to that poor Central Park green room.
That's fun.
It was fucking sick.
Oh, wow.
I don't like that.
You guys probably don't make a big mess in the green room, do you?
No, y'all are gonna keep the Bowery Ballroom green room clean.
Well, I didn't.
Yeah, what do you guys
You're gonna smoke cigarettes in there?
Maybe, yeah. That we'll probably smoke cigs. Do you guys smoke cigs when you're told not to because you're bad boys, or you like to obey the rules?
I mean,
we've done that.
We just kind of do what we feel. I think it's not.
Mm-hmm.
That's why this comment thing has become so fucking difficult, because we basically been talking about it coming down, and we can't control it, and that's like really difficult. I mean, I think at least for Austin, because we've done the smoking when we're not supposed to smoke. We've done talking shit about Red Bull at a show that Red Bull paid for us to play. Yeah, but
they did not like that.
They didn't like that. We don't. I used to. We don't get any more Red Bull anymore. We don't get.
Not a great sense of humor over there.
This is a monster family now. Whether you like it or not.
When we were in Tampa like a couple weeks ago, we had Red Bull in our green room tent thing, and it was like, when we got there, I saw it, and I was like, it's definitely not that one, because Red Bull is absolutely not. Okay, here's a funny story. So I actually I knew the guy when we played this Red Bull show, and we got on stage. And Andrew
Where was this Red Bull show?
It was great. It was such a good show, actually. It was us and Built to Spill in Chicago at the Empty Bottle. It was awesome. It was like,
wow, cool.
It was like dream. I was like, I'm a huge Built to Spill fan, and they were opening for us, so that was a big deal for me because I got to be like, well, they're playing before us. So
the original BTS.
There was kind of even that, there was a lot going on, and I was excited about it. We smoked weed with Doug. It was really good. And anyway, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm smoking weed with Doug Marsh. It's like, I remember smoking weed and listening to Built to Spill and thinking like, I don't know. It's not like I got high and then imagined hanging out with him, but it was, it was kind of like...
It was a wow, life is crazy moment.
Yeah, one of those.
I was listening to this guy as a teen, and now I'm fucking puffing some sativa with this man. Yeah. All thanks to the good people at Red Bull. What could go wrong?
Yeah. And yeah, we got up there, and I think Andrew called it he said a lot of bad stuff about Red Bull before we started playing. Pretty much, it was like we got up there, while we were tuning, he was just like, and this shit is poison.
Yeah.
Don't put it in
just unprompted. Nobody asked him to say anything.
Like Boston Dynamic style robots with backpacks full of Red Bulls in the audience, and they turn their heads like the traitor said the Red Bull is poison or whatever. And and then we played for an hour after. That was the way that was the tone setting. It was it's hard to play in this room that's covered in blue and silver shit for the next hour, but I guess here we go. And it was like we were playing inside of RoboCop or something. But it was so we did that. We burned that bridge. But it was funny because I knew the guy that whoever was in charge of the impossible task of connecting energy drink and I guess not impossible, but I think that their marketing tends to be more are you a Norwegian boy who likes to make an airplane out of his body and do things that are crazy? And it's just that, to me, that's sort of the Red Bull thing. But anyway, I knew the guy that was in charge of A&R, I guess, for Red Bull. And he used to send me just cases that I would get at my house. I would get a little Red Bull car would pull up to my house and drop off cases of Red Bull and shit. And then as soon we played that show, and then I never again ever since then they just were none for Sean Yeats, never let
the Red Bull car stopped showing up.
We'll never give him wings again.
Yeah, so it worked out in the end because that shit is poison.
It's bad for you. Nobody drink it.
Yeah, of course it's poison. Yeah, of course it's poison.
I've only had one sip of Red Bull in my entire life, and I was just how do people drink this? How do people drink this?
Come on. It's crazy. Well, whatever happened to good old coffee?
Yeah.
Seems to work fine for me. You know what I'm
just,
saying?
Just a nice bean.
I personally can't wait to open up the page 6 on Chris the day that you get caught drinking Red Bull, playing fucking Scrabble, watching TV.
Scrabble.
I've got Scrabble going with the Sopranos on the projector with a couple Red Bulls in front of me. I'm in a hotel room smoking crack.
I'll just have to email you after and be like, man, I'm really sorry that this happened. But then I'll get to sign it with the O, the the kiss at the end. And then it'll all be fine. Then the podcast will be up and going again.
Man, you got a raw deal. Anyway, warmest kiss. Parquet Courts. Okay. Well, we speaking of Red Bull, money, and burning bridges and independent music. Whenever we have a band on our show, we like to do something called Sync Talk, where whoever is on the show might discuss a musical sync, a license for a commercial gone wrong, maybe a misstep where you should have done that. That Popeyes commercial spot, or just a big payday.
Or
you just made a shitload of money in a weird, funny way. Like when we had Morby on, he said that he had a song that was listed and used in a Target commercial for Australia only for 3 years running, and he bought his parents a house off of that and shit. So,
oh my god,
there's always something.
Well, he didn't tell me that.
Yeah,
he just saw me the other day when I asked him for money.
I honestly, I have to say that I'm only like I'm like standing up now that we've reached this part of the conversation, and
there we go.
I feel like this is the reason why we're on this podcast is for this part.
It kind of feels like that, but that's like a positive story. We had a negative one. You know the hardcore band Gorilla Biscuits. I'm sure you guys are familiar.
Oh yeah.
We had Walter. From that band, and he was saying like they were all like vegan straight edge guys, and they got asked to do I think it was like a KFC commercial.
Yeah, KFC for $250,000, I believe.
$250,000, and because they have their straight edge ethos, they had to turn it down, and they're like, God damn it, I would have been okay with that now.
Yeah, they had to turn it down.
or we had the singer of Eve 6 was on, and they like got asked to do some other commercial, and they got offered like $300,000, and it was at their peak of success, and they're like, nah, fuck that. Wow. We don't need that shit. That's selling out. And then he's like, literally 18 months later, we said yes for like a $12,000 sync from the same commercial.
Oh
yeah. Wow.
This business can chew you up and spit you out. I don't need to tell you that, Parquet Courts.
Heart in a blender, the whole thing. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know I wouldn't even know where to begin.
So yeah, what are your sync? What's your sync tales?
It's a pretty. I will say. Let me see if I can be diplomatic here.
And we need dollar amounts as well.
It's really tricky, and I can't remember. How do I want to say this? I don't know how syncable our music is, and that is what I tell myself as a point of pride, because I think in reality we are on a blacklist, and
we're a shadow band.
Yeah, these these offers of like hundreds of thousands, like I can honestly say I don't remember getting anything near to that, and I mean I feel like I would definitely remember, and
I would definitely remember getting an email that said, would you like $300,000?
Yeah,
I'm actually just gonna type the number 300,000 into my Gmail right now to see.
That's a smart.
So I will say,
let me just search real quick.
So you guys, similar to the Uncrustable sandwich, you guys are considered unsinkable. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, that, like I said, that's what I tell myself. I think in the more realistic version of this story, we naively said no to something very early on in our career in which we should have said yes. And I think that has put a stain on our...
It's a snowball effect. It sent a comet into your Bank of America business checking.
There you go.
I mean, I don't know. I don't even know how to talk about this, honestly, because it's like...
No, that's okay. It's obviously a little bit of an awkward personal subject matter.
We've all made mistakes.
I desperately want to do this sort of thing, and like I've like worked on scores for like a no budget film, and like I've like had meetings with people trying to like figure out how come we don't get this sort of thing. And I think that we do some. I'll be honest, we do some, but it's more of like the lower tier number stuff. Nothing
like a TV show kind of thing.
It's like, I mean, I don't. If there is an exciting story to tell in this category, I don't know. Maybe Sean knows it.
Oh yeah, I know. I know which one.
You know it. You know the exciting version of this story.
Yeah, I know a good one. We were on.
Okay.
We had one of our songs played for like kind of an impressively long amount of time on that show, The Blacklist.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, my dad called me.
Yeah, same, exactly. It's like
you guys are on fucking blacklist.
Yeah, I told you we were on the blacklist. Yeah.
Yeah, I hadn't heard from my dad.
Your dad spit out his Panera and pointed at the television set.
I was like, "Hi, Dad. You think I could get an I love you one of these days, or is this we're just gonna stick a
you finally love me now, Dad?"
And then just like nothing. 3 dots for like a minute, and then nothing.
Step in the right direction, but we're not there yet.
Do your parents think the band is cool, or they think you guys should get like real jobs?
Not for me.
Not for me. Oh yeah, I would. I mean, yeah, I guess I am finally at the. I've never cared if my mom thought I was cool or not, which is I think the coolest part about me.
Fucking sucks anyway. Yeah. My mom loves me. I don't know if she thinks I'm cool. I told her not to listen to the podcast on account of everything, you know?
I actually weirdly feel like I just had like a repressed memory come to come to the forefront here, where my mom did say, "I love you, but you're not cool" to me once, maybe.
Damn, is your mom cool? Like, what do we? Or
Damn,
she,
your mom is savage mode.
She accused me of being a witch when I was a kid.
Real talk.
Yeah, I'm from actually.
Well, because she heard you playing guitar so well that the only explanation is that you're simply a witch using the dark arts.
Before you learned how to play guitar, though, right?
Yeah, it was before that, because she had me re-baptized. I'm dead serious. But I mean, and they'll just do that. That's the craziest part about that process, is you don't have to call and make an appointment. You don't have to tell them why. You just drag your kid down there with his Bush T-shirt on, and not the president, the band, the 16th. And
so, of course. And you're just like, we got to do it again. They're like, all right, right this way, sir.
He's still fucked up. Definitely a witch. There's no doubt in my mind.
We got to dunk him once more.
Yeah, but it didn't work. I'm too strong of a witch.
Well, the music of Bush prepares you for your life as a witch.
Everything's in. And I was like, I got out of the holy water and I winked at my mom and I was like, I don't think so.
Only a witch would wink like that.
You have to wink. It's the only way it works.
It's kind of like Michael Jackson at the end of the Thriller video, where he turns back and winks, and you get the freeze frame. You're like, oh, he's still possessed by the devil.
It's Thriller season. I guess if you're still listening to Michael Jackson,
you a big fan of Michael Jackson, his work?
No comment.
Yeah, I think we can all agree he's made a couple good tunes.
Yeah.
I don't know. Have you ever heard the Alien Ant Farm cover of Criminal?
Yeah.
I've heard it way too many times. That's pretty
good. That's kind of a classic.
That one's good.
Yeah, do you think Alien Ant Farm still has to perform that? Did they have to retire that?
Oh, yeah. That's interesting. I think
they definitely play.
That's probably the way that you guys should spin this section of your podcast, is like, no matter what your story is, good or bad, somewhere out there, Alien Ant Farm has to play a Michael Jackson song if they want to make money at all.
You're like, we don't feel comfortable really doing that song anymore. Can we just play our regular songs that we wrote? And every promoter's like, yeah, very funny, Alien.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, well, you should have take that money from that truck commercial. But you guys just had to be Alien Ant Farm. You just had to do it.
We got to get AAF on the pod, and get it straight from the ant's mouth.
Oh yeah,
I'm all good. I don't want to talk to ants on this.
I don't know if Alien Ant Farm is familiar with Zoom technology.
No,
they've got money though.
Yeah, they got money for sure. All they did was sync. All they did was sync.
I think luckily a lot of people in the industry listen to this podcast, and you kind of putting it out there into the universe. There's somebody out there who's going to throw you guys a nice little sync bone just in time for the holiday season.
Yeah,
there'll be a Lexus with a bow on it in the driveway of all of your band members.
We should. I've thought about seriously, like, at downtime, I think it was the guy from Nada Surf who did this. I can't remember for sure, but I think it was Nerf Herder. Nerf Herder. Same era.
Difference.
Interesting name. But that guy...
Interesting name.
They did the Buffy the Vampire Slayer theme song. I don't know if you remember that.
Really?
But, oh, yeah.
Infamy.
And the main guy from that band did a thing that I still think is pretty brilliant, although I'm not sure that it did anything for him. But he recorded an album of jingles for hypothetical products,
just in case.
Just in case. So there's a song that's just waffle sticks, yeah, stuff like that. It's really good. It's just oh shit, that's a really good idea. That way your work is done. Mm-hmm. There's definitely a waffle sticks company out there.
So he puts the bait on the hook, and then he just sits around and waits to get a bite.
Yeah, he did a whole album on spec. That's smart.
Dan, that's actually quite smart. Except you're sort of banking on the fact that an invention of waffle sticks that you've created in your own mind will then become a real thing in real life.
Yeah, well, that's how I would do it differently, because I would be like, gas station. Oh, I really love the gas station. Gas station. Come on down to you have to come to the gas station. Something like that.
I'm glad we got a clean take on that.
You got a good one? Because now the four of us can split that money.
That's the podcaster's code.
Yeah. So that 4 ways for gas station money, I think the four of us are going to be just fine.
I think we're going to have a pretty good fiscal year, Parquet Courts.
Can I ask you guys can I quickly just ask you guys one quick question? Just one question.
Of course.
Yeah, you got it.
If you guys were stuck in
like a clothes dryer and we were exposed.
No, if you guys were stuck in a barn with nothing but a bag of balloons and no one for company, after day 3, what would you do?
Build a person out of the balloons? Fuck it.
All right, that's a very weird answer, Jason.
Next question.
Wait, I have a question. Is there helium involved?
Could be.
I'm getting zooted then. I'm getting zooted.
I didn't know there was.
I'm doing funny voices to myself until I fall asleep.
What would you guys do with all those balloons, all that rubber burning a hole in your pocket?
No comment.
I'd probably just watch TV.
There we go.
I've been to a lot of barns, not a ton of TVs, and if you got one, it sure as hell don't got no cable, no Hulu. How are you going to watch your Wu-Tang in the barn?
On my phone.
All right.
Yeah. My new vintage MacBook Air.
MacBook Air.
Wow, that Parquet Courts. It has been a pleasure to podcast with you guys. You guys are real fucking pros, and we appreciate it.
Oh shit! I just dropped an AirPod into the sink. Have you guys ever dropped an AirPod into the sink? What do I do now?
Dude, I put my headphones in the washing machine last night.
Oh.
I've done that before. I've done that before, and they worked though. They were fine. Do yours work?
Yeah, I was wondering because they look cleaner. Like maybe I should have been doing this the whole time.
Yeah, they're tough to clean. They're tough. That product is tough to clean.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Waxy.
Yeah, guys. We really appreciate you. New album is out next week, correct? On Rough Trade, Legends Only.
Yeah.
I got to say, for most bands that we've spoken with, I don't know. You guys might be in the number 1 spot in terms of just being a good podcast guest. No shade to all of our other musical
I feel like
guys.
you're gonna say that. You probably
no. I swear to God, not a lot of people are down to clown as much as you guys are, and we really do appreciate it. And I think our listeners will agree. You guys are going to get a lot of followers on your social media accounts. Do you want to shout out your personal private account so our listeners can follow you guys?
Yeah. I'll go first. Mine is at Yeatons. Yeatons. I could appreciate that. Okay. I'm trying to get verified like Austin.
Okay. Yeatons. Okay, listeners, make sure you follow. It's just at Yeatons?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, go follow at Yeatons. Let's get those numbers up, and let's get a blue check for good old at Yeatons, and he could shit on his other band members who already have a blue check.
I got a blue check recently, and I tell you what, I wanted it for so long, and then I woke up one day and I had it, and I felt nothing. I didn't get anything for free. It just has a blue check. Now I wish I didn't have it. It feels like it's better not to have one.
No, give it some time. Give it some time. I had a similar feeling, and now my life is much better. You just need to give it a little time.
Okay.
Well, yeah, what's that old saying? You know, you show me the hottest woman you ever seen in your life, and I'll show you a guy who's tired of fucking her. It's kind of, show me a blue check mark. I'll show you a guy who didn't really get what he was hoping to get out.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. We're still workshopping it.
Anyway, I'm Sleepy Brown 409.
That's your actual Instagram, Sleepy Brown 409.
Yeah, that's me.
God damn it!
What the fuck?
You wanna? If somebody asked me what's the best handle you've heard, I'd be hard pressed to find a better one than that. Well done.
Cheers.
No shade to Yeatons, also a good one, but. You understand.
I get it. No, I think he has the best one, too. Yeah. I think I've actually, I see people, because for some reason, you know how, there are cars out there that have those vague, they're, like a bumper sticker that just says, 26.1 or, whatever, a marathon. Or,
marathon
just be, random numbers, exit 0 or whatever. And I see there are ones that just have 409, which I'm guessing is... because there are so many people who left Beaumont? Or what do you think it is, Austin? I have no idea.
No idea what you're talking about.
Is that the area code of Beaumont? And it has nothing to do with cleaning products.
It's my area code, my phone number. 409 till I die. Baby.
Oh, right.
409, stand the fuck up.
I guess it could be the cleaning. I never thought about the cleaning product. But even then, that seems weirder to me than repping area.
It does. I mean, unless you're a maid or some type of other person, you shouldn't have that strong of a relationship with the 409 products.
I'll ask my maid.
Ask your maid. No pressure. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for potting with us. It really was a treat, and I think all of our listeners are going to get a real big kick out of this one. First, they're going to be like, holy shit, Parquet Courts is awesome. And then they're going to be like, there's no way these guys are going to be good at podcasting. And then by the end of the episode, they're like, shiver me timbers. These guys are better than people who are professional podcasters. So well done.
Cheers. Thank you.
Well, thank you. That's great.
Yeah, we tried to start a podcast one time. We did. We tried to start our
I heard about that. I heard about that. It didn't go so well. You're telling me we do 3 of these a week, guys. This ain't a game.
It makes writing a little song or whatever.
That's for kids, man. It's easy.
Yeah, I come up with songs all the time. I came up with one last night. I was just going to tell you, this is the last one. I'll let you go. But I had taken some of this tincture that Austin gave me. Weed tincture. And listen, I'm just going to... Wait, can I just read this out loud to you, word for word? You don't have to use it. I just have to do it right now, or else it might not go away. It goes like this. This is in my notepads, in my notepad at 12:08 a.m. It reminds me a lot of the time I bought my first jet. Wowee, what a trip. It being my first time I ever bought a jet before, I guess I just never thought about it. But I remember thinking right after I bought it in this super sleek, very bright white, almost ultralight lavender, partially outdoor, pop-up shop right on the dock in Singapore like that. I bought the jet and I was like, damn, is someone coming to drop this thing off to me? This Harrier jet? Am I going to have to give the guy who flew it to me a ride back to where he came from? How far away might that be? And how fast does this jet really go? Or do I need to go get it somewhere in the Indian Ocean? And then that was that. And then I go, this is the highest thing I've ever thought of, in parentheses. I go, listen to this. I go, so the idea is to read any book wicked fast by getting a massive chorus of people to shout out every word on a page at the same time. And you could, you could pitch. You could shit.
This is performance art.
Please tell me what is the brand of this tincture and how do I get it?
It's so good.
I got you, bro.
Is this something that you make in your own lab, like similar to Joaquin Phoenix and The Master?
Hey, man.
A little bit of formaldehyde, a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Man, when you party like I do, you just end up in the right place with the right people.
Damn, I thought I got stoned and wrote shit in my notes app. I clearly have a lot of work to do.
I even have a recording. I tried out this idea, and it was. Hold on. I wonder if I can play it off my phone really fast. Just because
you're calling this an idea, okay?
It's a great idea. I know it's in here. Oh yeah, hold on. I wonder if I play it on my phone. I don't know if you'll hear it.
Probably put it up next to the mic. We'll hear it.
Oh wait, yeah. Did you hear that? I mean, this is what it sounds like. If you do every word on the page of a book at the same time, it goes like this. It's like. Did you hear that?
Yeah, you just said every word on a page all at one time, layered on top of each other.
Yeah.
This is a big time save because I'm busy. You got the kids and everything.
Yeah. Think about how fast you could read the Bible or whatever you guys are reading.
Or listen to a podcast.
I love the Bible.
Oh, yeah. The Bible's tough.
All right, Sean, Austin, thank you again. This truly was a ride.
I'm making plans for the day I love this is through. See, I'm a